America First includes all Americans, regardless of their race, their gender, or their sexual orientation. Our message to black Americans tonight is this: we want you, what we want for every American. Safe neighborhoods, good jobs, clean streets. A country where you are judged based on the content of your character, not the color of your skin or your political beliefs. That's the America we know.
Boy, oh boy, I just thought Vivek Ramaswamy was so good with that message and his earlier message. Anyway, let's talk some more politics. North Dakota Senator, my friend Kevin Cramer, and also House Majority Whip, my pal Tom Emmer from the great state of Minnesota. Tom Emmer, I've been dying to ask you, by the way, since we had Pete Hegseth on the set the other night. I know that the Minneapolis or Minnesota Red Star Tribune, it's the Star Tribune, they wouldn't endorse Waltz, who's on the ticket as vice president, their own governor. Did they endorse Tom Emmer?
Tom Emmer doesn't ask for it, Larry, because if they gave me an endorsement, my voters would be asking what I'm doing wrong.
I get it. But follow up, Tom Emmer, how is Mr. Trump doing now? I'm going to ask you about Minnesota, but I want you to know you're up there in the Midwest. You're in the industrial Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin. Let's go to Pennsylvania. We're talking politics here. The Madison Square Garden event last night was a tremendous essentially nationally televised, wrap-up statement by Mr. Trump and his team. How are they doing in the industrial states, Mr. Emmer?
They're doing great, Larry. I mean, not only you talked about the early voting going on in Pennsylvania in your last segment. Pennsylvania, they're looking strong. Michigan, they're looking strong. Georgia, they're looking strong. Minnesota is not, it's a bubble kid, as I call it. We're just off that bubble. Only state that didn't turn red in 1980 with Ronald Reagan. But I don't know if you saw, Larry, today a poll came out in Minnesota that it is now closed to within 2.6% with a margin of error in that poll of 2.4. So it's right there.
Wow.
It's right there.
Interesting. And Senator Kevin Cramer, I want to go back to what Vivek Ramaswamy was saying. You know, the event at Madison Square Garden, just like the new Republican coalition, it's a massive, it's multi-ethnic, but it's not just based on race ID or gender ID or ethnic ID. It's based on results. And in this case, I think Trump was spot on. You know, Kamala broke it. He will fix it. People do not want a second term of Biden-Harris, which would, of course, be worth. There are no results in a second term there. And I think that's a good theme. Kamala broke it. Trump will fix it. What do you think?
I think it's a brilliant theme because it's true, and people know it's true because it reflects their experience over the last 8 years. That's what's always been Donald Trump's advantage. People don't, you can't, I had a friend from Minnesota, Tom, when I was in college who once said, you can't pee down my back and convince me it's raining. And that's what they've been trying to do for all this time. Because they've been through the rain and they've been through the sunshine and they know the difference in their heart.
How effective was this thing yesterday? Tom Emmer, you were actually there. We lost Kevin Cramer. I'm sure we'll try to get him back. Tom Emmer, you were there at the event yesterday. MSNBC tries to make fun of it, you know, talking about Nazism and so forth, even though Bill Clinton was nominated at Madison Square Garden. And in fact, we've had any number of events with the Clintons in Madison Square Garden. So all that stuff is a lot of garbage. It's as phony as a $3 bill. It's not going to work to anybody. But as you were there, I know it was hot and the vibe was good. How effective will it be? It just seems to me one more big event, you know, like the Al Smith dinner was a big event. Going to the Bronx was a big event. I mean, Butler, Pennsylvania was a big event for a lot of reasons. The R-N.C. was a big event. This thing struck me, you know what? You needed one more thing, launching right through till next Tuesday.
This was the biggest event. You can cite all of those, Larry. But I can tell you the reason they're spinning against it is because it was so effective. You had over 100,000 people that Donald Trump brought into blue New York City. You had Madison Square Garden completely full. And you know what? Donald Trump didn't need to advertise Beyonce to get people to show up. They all came for his message. Now, I'm going to tell you, his message of an economy that works for everyone, his message of a secure border and crime under control, and his message about peace and stability around the globe, that's what Americans want to hear, Larry. That's what they're dying for. And Kevin Cramer's right. It's they remember the world under Donald Trump in the first administration, the best economy, safe and secure communities, a world that was under control, and now what they have. It's an easy choice, and I think Donald Trump put on a great show last night, Larry.
He did. He spoke well. So did they. Kevin Cramer, we'll have you back. I'm sorry we lost your name, but you're a great fella, and we will have you back this week to talk some more politics. Mr. Tom Emmer, if you win Minnesota, I'm going to buy you dinner. I'll buy you dinner anyway. I'm Kudlow, folks. We'll be right back.